Approximately 137,000 metric tons of Parmigiano Reggiano are crafted each year using nearly 18% of all the milk produced in Italy. Over 1,000 years ago, in the monastic kitchens of northern Italy, the foundations for Parmigiano Reggiano were laid. Created by Benedictine monks seeking a cheese that could last through seasons without spoiling. The recipe required nothing more than milk, salt, and rennet. No additives, no shortcuts. Long before this cheese takes shape in copper vats or storage shelves, its journey begins in the green fields of Emilia-Romagna. Here, on tightly regulated farms, cows are not just livestock. They are guardians of a 1,000-year-old recipe. These animals are raised under strict conditions, fed a natural diet of fresh grass, dry hay, and locally sourced grains. Fermented feeds are strictly forbidden. Why? Because even a slight change in their diet can subtly alter the milk and the flavor of every wheel that follows. Twice a day, the cows are milked under carefully sanitized conditions. Their udders are disinfected before each session to prevent even the smallest trace of contamination. Once collected, the milk is immediately cooled and loaded into refrigerated tankers, maintained at 39 degrees. What begins as raw milk delivered at dawn transforms, over time and under watchful care, into one of the most valued cheeses in the world. Protected by designation of origin laws, Parmesan cheese may only be produced in select provinces of northern Italy. Production begins early. Raw, full-fat milk arrives at the cheese house just hours after milking. It is combined with skimmed milk from the previous evening and gently poured into massive copper cauldrons. These traditional vessels, selected for their excellent heat conductivity, are essential to precise control over temperature during the first stages. It takes over 500 liters of milk to produce a single wheel. Once complete, each wheel will weigh around 38 kilograms, or 84 pounds. Aged wheels can retail for more than $1,000, making Parmesan not only a culinary achievement, but a major contributor to Italy's export economy, valued at over $2.5 billion annually. To protect this legacy, strict regulations govern every batch. Parameters such as fat content, temperature, and microbial balance are measured at every step. Only dairies within a specific area, 329 in total, are permitted to produce the authentic product. As the milk fills the cauldrons, it is gently heated to approximately 33 to 35 degrees Celsius. This warming process awakens natural enzymes and prepares the milk for coagulation. When conditions are precise, a measured dose of natural calf rennet is introduced. The enzyme triggers coagulation, gradually thickening the milk into a smooth, gel-like mass. As the curd forms, it must be cut. A traditional tool called a spino, a long-handled wire whisk, slices through the mass, reducing it to fine granules. Uniformity here is critical. Cutting the curds evenly encourages the release of whey and ensures consistent moisture levels throughout. The result is a substance ready to be shaped, salted, and slowly aged into Parmigiano Reggiano. Once the curds have reached the right consistency, they are allowed to settle at the base of the cauldron, forming a dense mass. This curd mass, weighing over 100 kilograms, is then carefully lifted by hand using linen cloth and split into 2 equal portions, each destined to become a wheel of Parmigiano Reggiano. The halves are transferred into circular molds, where they begin to take on their final shape. A flexible plastic stencil bearing the Parmigiano Reggiano name and production code is wrapped around the inside wall of each mold. As the cheese sets, this stencil imprints its identity into the rind, a signature that cannot be erased. Pressure and time do the rest. Over several hours, the excess whey drains away, while the curds compact into their iconic wheel form. What emerges from the mold is not yet ready for aging, but its form, texture, and branding have all been defined. After molding, each wheel is placed into a stainless steel ring to maintain its shape. But its real transformation begins in a bath, a long soak in a saturated saltwater brine. These tanks hold dozens of wheels, fully submerged, for up to 20 days. Salt does more than flavor the cheese. It draws out moisture, firms the texture, and acts as a natural preservative. This slow absorption sets the foundation for a rind, a thick, protective crust that forms gradually around the wheel. Even after nearly 3 weeks in the brine, the salt will take another 7 months to reach the core. During this stage, the cheese remains under careful observation. Each wheel is regularly turned by hand or machine to ensure even exposure. Every detail matters: time, temperature, salinity. The precision of this step is essential to what comes next, the aging process, where true character is developed.
After the brining process, the wheels are moved into vast aging chambers, silent cathedrals of cheese stacked with thousands of wheels, each resting on wooden shelves that stretch to the ceiling. The air is controlled with precision. Temperature hovers near 15 degrees Celsius, and humidity remains constant to prevent cracking and preserve balance. Each wheel will remain here for a minimum of 12 months, though many stay much longer. Some are aged for 24, 36, or even up to 120 months. The longer the aging, the deeper and nuttier the flavor, and the higher the market value. But aging is not passive. Throughout this period, machines or workers gently rotate each wheel once a week. This ensures even moisture distribution and allows the salt absorbed during brining to spread fully through the core. Around the 12-month mark, a master grader arrives with a small hammer. With years of training, they tap each wheel and listen. The sound reveals if the cheese has matured evenly. Hollow tones indicate cracks or defects, while solid, rich knocks signal perfection. Only those that pass are branded with the oval certification mark, a stamp of authenticity that allows it to be called Parmigiano Reggiano. Once certified, the wheels are ready for their final transformation. Cutting begins with precision. Each massive wheel is divided using fine wires or custom rotary blades designed to preserve the cheese's internal structure. The interior reveals a crumbly golden matrix lined with subtle protein crystals, a sign of long, slow aging. Each portion is shaped and cut into uniform wedges or blocks depending on destination: retail, restaurant, or bulk export. Packaging is performed using vacuum sealing machines that preserve freshness without compromising quality. Each label is printed with origin, date, batch code, and certification, ensuring that the cheese's journey remains traceable across borders. Even in this industrial step, nothing is left to chance. Automated systems ensure consistency, but the integrity of centuries-old standards guides every final detail. From the hills of Parma to tables across the world, Parmigiano Reggiano is more than cheese. It is a living document of tradition, etched in milk, time, and silence. Every wheel is the result of discipline, patience, and an unbroken chain of knowledge passed down through generations. Whether grated over pasta or shaved onto a tasting board, each bite carries with it a signature that cannot be forged. A taste that only this region, this process, and this commitment can create. If you found this journey as compelling as we did, consider subscribing. Let us know in the comments which iconic food you want us to explore next, because behind every great taste, there is always a story worth telling.